What is up, guys, and welcome to the NerdyD show. I am your host, the notorious NerdyD, alongside my amazing podcasting and life partner, the one, the only LevelUp Lauren.
What's up, y'all?
Each and every week, me and Lauren will do what we basically do every day and discuss 4 random topics for your enjoyment. Every episode can be found on for your viewing pleasure on YouTube. And if you don't feel like staring at our beautiful faces, you can listen on all major podcast networks. All topics will then be broken down and posted on YouTube individually, and then placed into the new Discord for deeper discussion with you guys, our casual best friends. Lauren, let's jump right into topic number 1 today.
All right.
So I saw a sign when I was driving down the street earlier that said 2 weeks left to buy your Girl Scout cookies. Now, this has been about a week ago, so I think we might be at the end of Girl Scout season, right? But you know the house I'm talking about.
I know the house.
We've had problems with the house before, but they've basically set out a Amazon cookie store in their front yard. They take Cash App, they take
card,
like Venmo, credit card.
Yeah.
And I've never seen the little girl. I've only seen the parents selling the Girl Scout, the cookies. So they got a nice little racket set up there. But I know you were a former Girl Scout.
Yes, I was. Till I was
so
like
I had
27.
some questions about Girl Scout cookies that I wanted to bounce off of you, being that you're a resident Girl Scout expert. And so I thought it'd be interesting to kind of talk about. I wrote down some questions here.
All right.
First off, I want to clear the air with this house that I pass by on a daily basis. Correct or incorrect that selling Girl Scout cookies from a website or from your front yard using QR codes in an online ordering system, that's completely bullshit and cheating, correct?
Yes.
Like, that goes against everything the Girl Scouts are supposed to stand for.
I mean, like, it's a hard game and you got to work for it.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. The Girl Scouts are about teaching like life lessons. Mm-hmm. And the life lesson that I think the Girl Scout cookies teach is like quote unquote hustling, like going out and fundraising for a cause. It is not set up so that you can fucking Steve Jobs the situation or Jeff Bezos and set an online store that your parents...
Well, I mean, I would have been pissed, like, if I lived down the street from that Girl Scout and my house is not on a major street. Like, it's really unfair. So
the way I understand Girl Scout cookie like competitions to work is like the winner gets like a vacation or something, right? The troop...
Yeah, there's different like incentives that you have. Like, your troop makes like 30 cents per box or something, and
so they get that money directly to do whatever they want with, right? And then there's got to be like camps, higher all that incentives.
Stuff, and then yes, you get incentives. Like if you are the top selling Girl Scout in your troop, you get an award. If you are the top selling Girl Scout in your district, you can get an award. If you're a top selling Girl Scout in the country, like it's
so this is complete bullshit. Because I mean, like to kind of visualize what's happening here. This house is on a street, a major street that leads into...
Right next to a
school.
We
live in the largest single homeowners association, I believe, in the country, but if not, at least in the state of Texas. Mm-hmm. The single, largest homeowners community. And so it's a pretty populated neighborhood. And this house sits about 6 houses up from the elementary school. So these kids are walking home.
Yeah.
And then it basically shuts down traffic for at least 2 hours a day with people lined up to get out and scan this QR code and place Girl Scout cookie orders. And I've never once have I physically seen the little girl selling cookies.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think she goes house to house. I don't think she's 100% basing her sales on
the online traffic.
Okay. So let's go. Question number 2. And you're a Girl Scout. You've dealt with them for a long time. Confirm this for me. Like, everybody that is a sane person understands that Girl Scout cookies are absolute garbage, right? Like the worst fucking cookies in the world.
No, I mean, like, I love the trefoils and Samoas. They held special places in my heart.
I don't know. I guess
I got the Girl Scout Cookie Award, but I had to work hard for it.
But that means you were selling
and my mom
bad shit.
My mom would not sell the cookies for me.
Which is, I mean, as she should teach you the lesson of hustling. You're supposed to go out and sell them yourself. But let's be realistic. None of those cookies are good. I don't even know all of them. I can pull them up here. Let me bring them up. I have a list.
Let's see if I can name them. Thin Mint.
Okay, hold on. Let me bring up a list. Okay, don't look over here.
All right, I won't.
All right, go for it.
The tried and true. You have your Do-si-do. your tag along,
Okay.
your Thin Mint, Samoa, trefoil.
Okay.
I think there's 7 main ones.
Though there's like, let's see.
There should be like 7 main
1,
ones.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 cookies on this year's Girl Scout list.
All right, that's all that I can think of was those 6. What did I miss?
So you have Raspberry Rallies.
Okay, that's the special one.
Okay, you have an Adventureful.
That's the special one. That's
A
not.
caramel chocolate chip.
That's another special one. Wasn't part of the OGs.
Caramel Delight, also known as a Samoa.
Okay, Samoas. That's okay.
You have a Do-si-do.
Okay, I
A
said that one.
s'more.
That one was like a fairly new one towards the end, but it was like a seasonal one.
A
So,
lemonade.
and that was one of the add-ons.
A lemon up.
Yeah, add-on.
A peanut butter patty tag-along.
Tag-alongs. I said that.
A Thin Mint.
Yes, sir.
A Toast Yay.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that is.
Toffee-tastic. And a trefoil.
That's the original. I named you all the original ones from like Girl Scouts.
So there's
many
12
years ago.
cookies now.
Yeah, so I mean, like
I've never heard of a
they
raspberry
expanded.
rally.
So they usually have like one specialty Girl Scout cookie each year, and it used to like change, but it seems like they've just expanded the game to add like every type of fucking cookie
So
that
let's
there
kind
is.
of run through here. Raspberry Rally is a thin, crispy cookie infused with raspberry flavor, dipped in chocolate. So this is the bastard cousin of the Thin Mint. This is them
Yeah.
taking the only cookie that's maybe half-ass worth of shit.
You know what
and
that
trying
is?
to-
That's like those nasty cherry candies that like your grandma
Yeah.
used to get that had that weird
Well, but it's
filling.
not cherry. It's raspberry.
Well, raspberry, same thing.
so nope, not same thing. Definitely completely
Nah,
different
it's okay.
fruits.
It's okay.
Just because they're red. So that's an attempt to double down on the Thin Mint. Then an Adventureful. So half of these I've never seen in my life.
It's like full of adventures.
So it's an indulgent brownie inspired cookie topped with caramel flavored cream with a hint of sea salt. I mean, that's like Gordon Ramsay level shit. I don't love sea salt on a dessert. I know a lot of people like chocolate and sea salt, but
I do.
First off, every Girl Scout cookie tastes like it's fucking like they age them like wine. Like they're like at least 5 years old when you get them. Why is no Girl Scout cookie soft?
That's
If Chips Ahoy can make me, or Mrs. Fields can make me like a chunky, soft chocolate chip cookie,
yeah.
why is every Girl Scout cookie taste like it's 5 years old and like cardboard is at least the third ingredient?
I'll agree on the fact that none of them are like soft. They all have kind of a crunchy consistency.
Not kind of. They're all
kind
at
of.
least like a fucking sediment rock from your backyard.
Okay.
Caramel chocolate chip. So this is basically like a bastard Chips Ahoy cookie because it's not as good as a Chips Ahoy cookie.
I'll agree. I never
and
liked
they've
their
thrown
chocolate chip one.
caramel chunks in it because they couldn't do anything with a chocolate chip cookie. And so they list it as a chewy cookie. They need to redefine what chewy is with the Girl Scouts because nothing is chewy. That is if you take the cookie
I've never
and
had
goes,
it, but maybe the caramel makes it chewy.
it's not chewy. I've had it. If you take a cookie and you break it in half and it goes snap, that's not chewy. That's
Okay.
that's a fucking crunchy cookie.
All right.
So caramel delights. Have you had these?
A Samoa.
Samoa, yes.
What the fuck are they going to call it? A caramel delight. It's a Samoa.
Probably
bitches.
lost like the trademark on Samoa.
Mm-hmm.
A crisp cookie with caramel, coconut, and chocolate stripes. So this is once again, it's like a bastardized Keebler cookie.
It kind of reminds me of like a Twix with coconut.
Coconut sucks though. Like, let's be real honest. Coconut flavoring is great. I like coconut flavoring, but like real actual coconut shavings, just like there's some chemical in it that just makes your mouth immediately feel like you need to drink a gallon of water.
I'll disagree. I love coconut.
I've never had a dessert with coconut that I didn't think like this just ruined it.
Samoa.
Do-si-do, crunchy oatmeal sandwich cookie with peanut butter filling.
Ooh, that's so good.
What?
No, like the peanut butteriness of the cookie and then the peanut butter on the inside. I like to take my.
Peanut buttery. It's a it's.
It's good. It's like a hard. I mean, it's
Once again, no one we know
a
it's
hard
a
peanut butter
crunchy fucking cookie.
and then it's got peanut butter cookie on the inside. And I like to tear them apart and take the icing off.
Okay,
Peanut
so
butter
then
icing.
Girl Scout s'more I've never had, which is I'm
It tastes
assuming
like
it's
shit.
just
I've had that one. It's gross.
that's got to be like an Oreo with chocolate filling. With
No, it's literally just like a hard cookie, like a shortbread cookie, and then it has like a
layer of
marshmallow
chocolate,
and
a
a
layer of
chocolate
marshmallow.
like dip.
All
It's
right.
weird.
What's a lemonade?
I don't know. I think it's just a lemon cookie.
It's a shortbread cookie topped with a tangy lemon flavored icing. Okay. What's a lemon up?
I have no idea.
Lemon Ups have like an inspirational saying on them, which means they're bullshit to start with.
You gotta be living it up.
And so it says, I'm a leader. Crispy lemon cookie baked with inspiring messages.
Yeah.
Looks like a dog biscuit. I'm gonna be real quick.
Okay.
90% of these look like things you get at PetSmart, like dog biscuits. Like there could be something to that. Let me find out that the Girl Scouts have been feeding us dog biscuits for the last 50 years.
That'd be pretty fucked up, bruh.
So peanut butter tag along, is that like a Thin Mint as well?
No, I would equate it
Why
to
are
most
Girl Scouts obsessed with peanut butter?
That's a good question. I agree. I don't like tag along.
Because it lasts so long with all the preservatives and shit?
That's a good possibility.
Crispy cookie layered with peanut butter and covered with chocolate coating.
Isn't it taste like shit?
It's a peanut butter Thin Mint.
Kind of. It's like in line with like Reese's Pieces, but like
no, it's not.
Not
don't
even
do
on
that.
the same
Don't
level.
do
Like if Reese's Pieces had
don't do that.
Special
Don't disrespect Reese's Pieces like that. Don't do that.
Seventh cousin.
Yeah, no. Thin Mint is the only cookie that like I think
Cold Thin Mints you cannot.
They're good, but like I think that it's that thing. It's like when the ugly girl is with uglier girls. It's like the fucking Thin Mint's only good because every other cookie is so bad. It's the one cookie that like because you feel sorry and you want to help out the Girl Scouts, you have to buy one, and so you look at the one cookie that's like worth a shit, and it's a Thin Mint.
Can we note something real quick?
Note it.
In high school,
you
bought Girl Scout cookies for me.
I'm sure I did.
You did?
I imagine I did. And then it was probably Thin Mints because I didn't buy any of these other bastardized
I literally
cookies.
remember that. I was like, do you want to buy some cookies, Dustin?
I'm sure I bought Thin Mints. I'm not going to say that I don't indulge in a Thin Mint.
But I also
from
think
time
you
to
bought them
time.
because you liked me.
I'm sure I did. Toast Yay. That's a yummy toast-shaped cookie full of French toast flavor. This is fucking Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Girl Scouts are out here ripping off other companies now.
Reese's Pieces,
Toffee-tastic. I've had that one.
What is that?
If that cookie was soft and like just came out of like an oven, I imagine it's good. But once again, it tastes like it's 5 years old. It's basically a Heath bar inside of a cookie. But the cookie part is garbage.
They're a little crunchy.
And then last is a trefoil.
The shortbread cookie. There's nothing like a trefoil.
It's just basically a shortbread cookie?
Yeah, it's just a shortbread cookie.
Which is garbage. I mean, top three. What are the top three Girl Scout cookies? Thin Mint's one by default.
Thin Mint, Samoa, trefoil.
Samoa's the coconut bastard?
Yeah.
And then you said what? Trefoil?
Trefoils. The top selling ones, though, for me back in my day was Samoa's, Tagalongs, and Thin Mints.
What was number one?
Thin Mints.
By a large.
It went Thin Mint, Samoa, Tagalong.
But it was like a large gap, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't even close.
Everybody loves Thin Mints.
Yeah, I mean it's the best.
Sold out those
Girl Scout
bitches.
cookie. All right, so then I dug a little deep here and I went and I looked up some facts. Did you know that in 2019 it was revealed that the Girl Scouts were using oil in some of their cookies that was linked to child labor issues in Indonesia?
No. They
mean,
they used to make us like watch this video and like how they were made and stuff, and then it was like at the Girl Scout Cookie Company. It was something with like brownies or something. I don't remember.
Now I don't know if this has been forever, but I found this interesting. Did you know? So the Girl Scout cookies are made by a company called Little Brownie Bakers. Mm-hmm. So I did a little digging because I was interested because it's a hell of a business, right? Because it's child labor. So whoever's making these cookies is making bank. So I followed like the path of the Little Brownie Bakers. Yeah. And it's just a subsidiary of Kellogg. Wait, does Kellogg make Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
I believe so. Kellogg's Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
So they're just taking like old cereal, crunching it up and fucking making cookies out of it.
That could be a possibility, you know?
But I call complete, but like the biggest scam in the world is the fact that this is a Kellogg's company out here with their little cookie drug dealers running around.
I mean, I never really thought about it in that aspect that like, because they made it seem like they were doing us a favor.
Check this out. Girl Scout cookies make approximately $714 million a year.
Dude, we sold like shitloads of cookies and only got like $1,000.
Exactly, because Kellogg's is out here. They're pushing these little drug dealers around, and now you got assholes with QR codes and shit. They're scamming
the system.
Like that. Girl Scout cookies, I mean, they suck. That's my biggest thing. Most people only buy Girl Scout cookies because they feel sorry for the little Girl Scout who has to sit outside of Walmart and sell the cookies.
But then you got these girls out here.
Well, now you got them out here hustling like Jeff Bezos, but I refuse to buy those cookies. I will not be a part of the problem and buy my Girl Scout cookies online. Like, if you're not hustling, I didn't buy any cookies this year. You know why?
I didn't see anybody outside.
Nobody knocked on my fucking door. And if you don't have the fucking oomph to walk around and knock on my door or come up to me at the bowling alley or come up to me at a cheerleading practice, if nobody's walking up and hustling and trying to sell me Girl Scout, I'm just not going to order them. And then we found, I mean, you went to our local grocery store, HEB, and you fucking HEB's out here knocking off the Girl Scouts, and they've got their own line of basically Girl Scout cookies.
Oh, they had
right?
the Samoas, they had the Thin Mints, and I believe they had a version of the tag along.
All that mattered was they had Thin Mints.
They're really good.
So you can get Thin Mints year round at the grocery store now. The need for fucking Girl Scouts is obsolete. All right. So, Lauren, I want to take a little bit of time each week on the show to talk about any television shows or movies or video games that we've been playing or watching currently. And I know we watch most of them together, but sometimes you watch some stuff when you're working, so maybe you have something to talk about. But let's just kind of hit up what we've been watching, and then when we drop this in the Discord, hopefully other people can give us more stuff to watch, because we do frequently run out of things to watch. But I know you heard me last night. I restarted Eastbound and Down, which I possibly think could be my favorite television show of all time.
Oh, I've rewatched that fucking 3 times.
So I've seen it in its entirety 2 full times. Then I've gone back and watched pieces, but I'm starting a third run, and I don't know why or what made me want to watch it. I think it was just that the other day we were talking about comedy is dead as far as movies and television shows go. There's not that the raunchy, what I find funny, dark comedy is dead. So it feels good to go back and watch a show that was just so blatantly offensive and didn't give a fuck.
Oh, I agree.
It's kind of comfort food. So I restarted Eastbound and Down. We watched my guilty pleasure in this. I'll openly admit this. When we first started dating, you are very into all
reality TV.
Well,
anything
especially
reality
Bravo
TV.
Television Network, right? Which is the Housewives and a bunch of those. But I would, because I loved you, I would sit there and watch a lot of these shows with you. And most of them, absolute garbage. But for some reason, I connected with the show Vanderpump Rules. And
yes,
so
sir.
we're on episode 3 of Vanderpump. And in the news, all kinds of shit has gone down. And you told me while we were driving home from Dallas, you're like, oh my God, this happened. And then last night I went down a fucking rabbit hole.
Well, we were watching the show, and there was this one girl, Raquel, and she was talking about making out with one of the other, now ex-husbands. And I said she was a quiet hoe.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, she's fine, whatever. Then we come to, you said that she was fine.
I said that she was good for television.
She's good for television.
I don't give a fuck about these people's lives. I want drama.
But I said she was a quiet hoe and she was up to something. Then we found out she's a homewrecker.
Yeah.
She broke up another relationship.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're all fucking idiots. Also, I'm playing, video game wise, I'm playing Harry Potter, Hogwarts Legacy. And I'm playing it 5 minutes at a time. I don't know why. I love it. The game's fun, but I can only stomach 10 minutes. I sit down, I play about 10 minutes, and I'm like, all right, that's good. Switched off and turned on XFL football.
Well, I mean, that's good. At least you're playing it,
Oh, yeah. It'll fucking hold me over for the next 7 years, probably, as a video game I can play. But I told you before you left for work, I said I was going to, to maybe be able to play it more, I was going to download it on Switch. It's not on Switch.
Oh.
It's been delayed until July.
Well, that sucks.
So I'm playing it on PlayStation 5, and I have to sit in a normal chair and play it. I like to sit on the couch and play video games on the Switch. But that's it. That's pretty much it. I watched XFL. It's a hard watch. It's not good football. It's not fun to watch. It's it's what you expect from football is just that sport. All the best players are in the NFL.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to watch a bunch of secondary guys I don't know score 9 points in 4 quarters.
I feel like that's something you have to see in person for it to be fun.
Yeah, maybe so.
You know,
the rules are a little bit fucking wonky, and I get like some of the stuff is cool, but like you can constantly hear the referees talking. Then there's like a referee that's in like a Matrix style room that's got all these like camera angles he can bring up. So like a part of football is like missed calls and like moments where guys kind of got away. And like there was a play at the end of the game where a guy he caught like a pass over the top of another guy, and another guy got hurt, and they're, you know, everybody's excited cheering and stuff, and then all of a sudden they go to do the next play and they're back at the original line of scrimmage, and the ref comes on and he's like, well, after examining this from 37 different angles, we established that the ball touched the ground. And I was just like, I don't think I love that. No,
I think you got to just let it happen. You know?
And football is one of those things. It's like one season of football, I think, is enough. It's 18 weeks plus the 4 weeks of playoffs and Pro Bowl. And like, that's all I need of football for the year till I can then kind of get excited. I don't think I need year-round football. It does, especially when you don't have a bunch of players that you're interested in. What have you been watching?
So I have a wide variety. I mean,
okay, let's narrow it down to
you got your Vanderpump, you know, all my little murder shows and stuff like that. But I went down the Amazon Prime hole, and I started watching something called Riviera, which is what's that girl's name? Who's that?
You're always on some next level.
She's this white girl, and she's from 10 Things I Hate About You and Save the Last Dance.
Russell?
I can't remember her name. But anyways, it's with her, and she's like married
Julia
to
Stiles.
Julia Stiles. That's what her name is. I could not remember that.
And just for reference, I didn't read it. It wasn't on there. You just
remember that?
Great recollection.
Damn, that's good. So that one, she's like a art dealer, and her husband frames her supposedly, but he might be alive.
So this isn't one I'm going to watch.
No. Then
you get deep cuts.
Then I started watching. Real deep.
My television watching is very based on like suggestion from people I trust, and like what is the biggest thing on the screen when I open up like if I open up HBO and The Last of Us is like the biggest, like, all right, they spent millions of dollars on getting me to watch this. I'm gonna watch this. It's very rare that like I'm hitting the third level down.
I don't know how I got down this hole. I just saw it.
You like to watch a lot of like, you have a passive relationship with television watching.
Yeah.
You can turn it on and listen and be okay with it.
I'm also a fast forwarder.
Yeah. I'm very like, I have to be active. I'm an active participant. I have to sit down and watch. So that's why I only have a certain amount of time I can invest in that. And so I'm never getting to like Riviera.
And then I watched Mayfair Witches, which is on AMC Plus. When I was sick, I watched that. And then I also got back into Psych. I tried to watch that again, and Raising Hope.
Psych's got like 7,000 episodes. And Raising Hope is good.
It is.
I could go back.
But I would like some new funny shows. Like I'm right there with you. I got a lot of drama.
I still want to watch the one with old boy from Community, Joel McHale.
What show's that?
They're like alligator hunters or something. They're like animal control.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
That looks funny. So I want to watch that. And when does, what was the other one? There's a lot of TV shows about alligator. The one with Craig Robinson.
Oh, that was another good one. They were snake hunters.
Yeah, we like got bit by the snake or something.
I liked it a lot.
That was good. So that's what we're watching. That's what we're playing. Let's move on.
But I'd like
here.
some funny stuff.
Yeah. Any recommendations on comedy television and not stupid shit? Like it's got to be funny. All right, third topic of the week here. This came to me once again when I was locked up in quarantine and COVID. I was able to watch a lot of TV, and I got tired of watching wrestling, so I switched over, and I kind of got back into SportsCenter.
Okay.
Like in college and stuff, when I played basketball, SportsCenter was like a heavy part of my life. And then it was once I got injured in basketball and kind of got away from it, I hate the word depression because it's not depression, but I just kind of was like uninterested in like SportsCenter and watching highlights and things. But I got to watch a lot of that. I got to watch the All-Star basketball game, and it got me to thinking, like, as far as sports go, for the last probably 5 or 6 years of my life, I don't have teams that I cheer for.
I go for the pretty pillars or like.
I get that, but like as far as football goes, I think fantasy football has ruined football for me in a sense of like fandom. It's fun to play fantasy football and it's fun to cheer like selfishly for your guys.
Yeah.
But the problem is the next season you have a whole new set of guys. And so it feels like in a sense of being like a horror fan because it's like you're constantly cheering for something new. And there is a certain element of like, I get jealous when people are just fans and they live and die by what happens to a specific team.
Yeah.
And so I thought a fun podcast segment would be, and like when I say I have no allegiance to any team in any league. And so I thought it would be fun to break down league by league on a weekly basis. We're going to start with the NBA and identify a pro sports team that I'm going to pretend, let's say I'm a pro sports fan free agent and I'm going to sign a 2-year contract with these teams.
Okay.
I will give them 2 seasons of my fandom. And if it works out, I'll sign a long-term contract and that will be my team for the end of time. If not, we'll come back to the drawing board in 2 years and kind of reassess what's going on.
Okay.
But I want to set up, because there's like a set of parameters I want to start with as we go from league to league. And that is, I don't want to be a fan of the team who won the previous year's championship.
Okay.
So immediately when we start talking about teams from each league, I will not accept being a fan of probably the 2 teams that were in the championship game, but for sure, not going to be a Chiefs fan, not going to be a Golden State Warriors fan. I think it might be the Astros that won baseball.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to eliminate those teams.
Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to be on the bandwagon. Number 2, proximity means absolutely nothing to me. I have no allegiance to Texas teams. I don't know what it is. I've never been a San Antonio Spurs fan. I've never been a Dallas Cowboys fan. So I could give 2 shits about where they are. I don't care if they're in Canada. I don't care if they're in Florida. I don't care if they're in New York. I will be making my team pick based on a bunch of different parameters. Number 3, 100% team colors and shit like that matter to me.
That's
like
my number 1.
If I'm going to be a fan of a team, I got to make sure that like the jersey looks good, the hat that I might wear looks good. If I'm going to commit to 2 years of like, these are my colors for this sport, there's going to be some color and logo consideration when I'm making my choice. How will that affect me when I get into leagues like baseball, hockey, soccer, where I have absolutely no clue if the teams are good or not? I may be cheering for some bad teams.
Maybe if you look good, you are good.
And then just breaking down the 4th point here is that each week we will choose a different league to narrow down. I'm going to narrow it down to 3 teams and then go to the Discord.
Okay.
To kind of have them help me
finalize who it is.
Yeah, because I feel like somebody in the Discord will at least have a little bit of knowledge to keep me from just like, you chose the worst team in the league. You chose the shit team. You've got 2 years of shit coming for you. So I want to start first week with the NBA. Okay. And this is the league that I know the most about. Mm-hmm. I probably know the most players in this league. And so I want to I said no Golden State Warriors. Okay. Absolutely no Golden State Warriors.
Okay.
They won the championship last year. I'm not even a big fan. So let's talk about the Atlanta Hawks. Mm-hmm. Colors are black, red, and gold. Yeah. Which I like black and red, but I don't know if from a sports standpoint I like it. Mm-hmm. They have Trae Young, and they have the old Spurs player. I forgot his name, but I'm gonna pass on them immediately. I think I'm just not an Atlanta Hawks fan.
The logo's ugly.
Logo's ugly. Just not a lot going there. Boston Celtics.
Pretty cool logo, I'm not gonna lie.
So this is an interesting one.
Like the little man.
This is an interesting one because, like I said, I know a little bit about basketball, so I can talk. They're a front runner this year, mm-hmm. and they for the last couple years they've had a solid team. So if I hitch my fandom there, I know that I'm probably in for some heartbreaking moments. But I'm all like for the next, I think Jason Tatum for the next couple of years, I know that I will be in the hunt. So Boston, I'm gonna leave on the table. green and white, kind of classic. The Boston logo, kind of classic.
Clean.
They also have a black uniform, which I can vibe with. So
Leprechauns.
I'm not gonna go against. I'm not a big Northeast person. Like, you know, and I don't know what about that. Yeah, like Boston and shit. But
like their cream
maybe it's
pies.
just because we're Texas. But I said proximity doesn't matter. I like Boston. There's a chance I go with Boston Celtics.
All right.
Brooklyn Nets, they're a shit show. Zero chance.
Are they just black and white?
Black and white. They lost Kevin Durant. They lost Kyrie Irving. There's zero chance I'm going Brooklyn Nets. The Hornets, their colors intrigue me. They got LaMelo Ball. Mm-hmm. They do have Gordon Hayward, who I'm a fan of. So I'm going to leave Charlotte.
Where are the Hornets? Charlotte. Okay.
Charlotte, North Carolina.
That's what I thought.
I like the purple. I like the teal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all good with that. Chicago Bulls are classic.
Yeah.
That was who I was a fan of growing up because of Michael Jordan. So I do like Patrick Beverley, who just got signed by the Chicago Bulls. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to go. Like, I feel like there's a lot of Chicago Bulls fans that are hardcore, and I don't want to just jump into that fandom.
Yes.
Cleveland Cavaliers, no chance. Dallas Mavericks,
yeah.
I'm not a big Dallas Mavericks fan. Denver Nuggets are interesting. They're a team, another one of these teams that are pretty good this year that I think...
What are their colors?
Navy blue and gold.
That's so nice.
And white.
That's a nice classic look.
And this is their logo right here. It's a circle with the two like metal picks. They got a solid team. They possibly have a guy who's about to win the MVP for the third time in a row.
Oh, that's cool.
And Jokic, the Joker. His nickname's the Joker.
Who is he?
It's a solid nickname. Big old white boy.
What's his name?
Jokic. Jokic.
I was gonna spell that with a Y.
That was Jokic. Nicholas Jokic or something like that.
Oh,
Nikolai Jokic.
Oh, I've seen him play before.
Yeah, he's
I like him.
Big old slow.
I like
so
him.
we're gonna put
Nuggets
Denver
is in the running.
That's it. So I feel like Denver's
Jokic
one.
got me.
I feel like if we get on the Denver bandwagon,
right. I'm excited.
That like we're early enough in the process that we wouldn't be considered bandwagoners.
Yeah.
Not a Detroit Pistons fan. Golden State's off. Not going to be a Houston Rockets fan. Not going to be an Indiana Pacers fan. The Clippers are intriguing because I like Russell Westbrook. I do like Paul George.
Yeah.
Kawhi Leonard's interesting. But they're kind of a shit show, and they're the secondary team in Los Angeles. Yeah. So
It's like you're a Clippers fan.
Lakers, I don't want to be a Lakers fan.
No, because everybody and their mom's a Lakers fan.
And I'm just not a fan of LeBron that much. Memphis is interesting. Up until Ja Morant started waving his gun around and pointing his gun
like
at little kids and stuff. Oh, yeah. This dude's crazy.
Oh, my God.
This dude's crazy. Up until he did that was a fun team. They're kind of a physical team, and they're an interesting team to watch. I'm not going to completely write them off. They got some really cool uniforms.
Uniforms matter.
They're like navy blue, light blue, and like I think there's a little bit of gold in there. I'm not sure. But they definitely have some cool uniforms and cool colors. Miami Heat, just because of colors, could get on my radar, but I don't want to be a Miami Heat fan. The Milwaukee Bucks, I'm not going to jump on that bandwagon. I think it's too late to get on there. No to Minnesota, no to New Orleans, no to New York, no to the Thunder, no to the Magic, no to the 76ers. I like the Suns. I like their uniforms, but the fact that they just got Kevin Durant, to me, is a non-starter for conversation. Portland, Sacramento, Spurs, Raptors, Jazz, or Wizards. Any of those appeal to you? Any of those last ones?
Who plays on the Utah Jazz? I don't know why. It just like
they've got a kind of a young roster. It's a lot of. I think there's a lot of new. They're kind of rebuilding. I think.
I'm gonna say no to Wizards. Okay, no to Spurs. Wizards,
no to Spurs.
I don't know that much.
Sacramento's pretty good. Portland has Damian Lillard.
Portland was another one that.
Sixers have James Harden and Joel Embiid.
I like Joel Embiid.
Joel Embiid's pretty solid.
He's on there.
So I'm going to say let's go 76ers are a possibility.
Okay.
Because remember, we're going to narrow this down to 3.
Yeah.
I like Denver Nuggets.
Okay.
So Philadelphia 76ers.
Okay.
Denver Nuggets.
Okay.
And do we go Charlotte Hornets or do we go Boston Celtics?
That's what I was thinking exactly.
Charlotte. That's my last. Okay, that's where I'm a little stuck.
So who's on which team and who would I know?
Okay, so Boston has Jason Tatum.
I know who that is.
I don't think you know who that
Okay.
is, but he sneakily could be top 5 best player in the NBA. Top 3,
I've seen him. He's kind
possibly.
of a goofy, funny guy, right?
I wouldn't say that. He's
Looks
just
goofy in his picture.
He's pretty young boy.
Sometimes.
I think he's 24, 25 years old, something like that. He's been doing it for a long time.
Okay.
So there's that. So then the Hornets have LaMelo Ball, which is the Ball family.
LaMelo. I gotta be entertained. You know, if the dad's gonna be there, it's gonna be.
Yeah, and LaMelo Ball's got some sick shoes. I think he's got Rick and Morty shoes or something like that.
Oh, I'm in. It's LaMelo all the way.
So that means
Bronco Country. Let's ride.
That means we're gonna go Hornets, Nuggets,
in Philadelphia. What?
Do we want Philadelphia?
I don't know who plays for Philadelphia. We could go Boston,
Charlotte, and Denver.
Nuggets. I like that better.
All right, lock it in. Lock it in. So I'm
Final.
going to the Discord tomorrow to present the Boston Celtics, the Charlotte Hornets, and
the Denver Nuggets.
You
know what I'm secretly hoping it is?
Denver Nuggets.
Oh, no. I was going to say Hornets. Charlotte because I like their colors. I like LaMelo Ball.
Have you seen his shoes?
No.
Let's see if I can find them real quick.
I'm looking them up. What does he have? Ooh, is it like with like a shoe company or like?
No, it is.
Who is it with?
Nike, I believe.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm in because I like Nikes.
I think it's these right here. Look. One shoe's green and one shoe's pink.
I'm in. I actually saw a kid with those shoes the other day and I thought they were so fucking cool.
Yeah. They're the Rick and Mortys.
Fuck yeah.
All right. So those are our 3. I'm locked in. I'm good on that.
I've already made up my mind in my head.
But we don't get to choose. We take it to the Discord, and the Discord chooses our fate as
Pick Charlotte.
As bad as here. All right, last official topic before we do a draft of the day.
Okay.
I want to talk about. So I have a fascination with doing video game content, but I don't want to do the same old shit because my life is not hardcore video games, though I keep up to date with video game news and video game stuff, and I like to talk about video games. So instead of like what is plastered all over the internet, the like what is the best game or what game is coming out next month, I want to do more like deep isn't even good, like casual conversation, like metaphorical questions about video games, and just use kind of video games as a loose guide to guide the conversation. And basically, like this week I want to talk about what video game would you want to see made into a movie. Now, I want to preface this because when I go to the Discord, this is not I want each person who talks to be a personal list of what you want to see. It's not what video games do you think would make the best movies.
Yeah.
Right? Because I think there's probably 10 lists on the internet right now that have the same 10 games.
Yeah.
Where they talk. I want you to go from your experience, like the games that you would want to see made into a movie.
Okay.
You want to start or you want me to start?
Yeah, I'll tell you my top one. My top one's
your biggest.
A Far Cry. Was it 5?
Far Cry 5 is your favorite game.
It's my favorite
game. It's got a good story. So when I was sitting down to make my list, Far Cry kept popping up in my head, but I feel like this is my problem. And you know I'm going to shit on everything. But I feel like if you look hard enough, that there's probably a movie that has that premise.
Well, I'm sure, but I need it to follow the Far Cry story.
You want it to be that exact?
Yes.
But I mean, you don't think there's a movie that's like based in, because that game's based in like Montana with a cult leader and like a revolution building around that? You don't think that movie already exists, or you
I
need
want
to be
it
like
to be
those
exactly
exact
like the
characters.
game, those characters, those names, like it's going to happen, and I need it in real life. That's what I want.
Okay. I mean, devil's advocate here. Like, isn't the Far Cry games are pretty much a movie, though? Like, when a game is so linear like Far Cry, isn't... So, I mean, it's a movie. If you just play that game straight through and don't fuck around with side quests, you're essentially getting a movie. That's my only problem. I get, like, I understand. I'm okay with the choice. I just, like, as far as I go, I think that is already a movie to me. My first choice would be Zelda.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Only because, like, I think the opportunity that Zelda presents, first off, like, Far Cry already has a realistic aesthetic. So that like, world's already fleshed out. Whereas Zelda is always kind of a cartoon, and there's been lots of different interpretations of that. And it's at one point, someone like a fan made a trailer for like a Zelda movie or TV show. It was fucking phenomenal.
No, I remember that. I think you showed it to me, and I thought it was pretty cool.
I think that like Zelda opens itself up to like storytelling, because there's already like 7 games with solid stories that you could start with, but it's also kind of a never-ending universe that keeps going. That's actually
a really good one when you think about that.
It's got magic, which is always kind of a solid. You can play with magic. It's got like big battles. There's tons of different kinds of bad guys. I think visually, it's one of the like prettiest worlds because it's kind of fantasy, but it's like always realistic. Been big open. Big worlds. And I think that like there's a potential for franchise building in the sense of like the Zelda universe has so many interesting characters that like Link runs into, and there's been through lines in other games that you could make multiple movies, not just about Link or Zelda or Ganon. You could make movies about side characters and have a whole like Nintendo fleshed out universe as far as Zelda goes.
I think that's actually a really good point.
Some of the other ones I had, Sea of Thieves.
That would be a good one.
There's so much lore in that game. And I think that sometimes it's funny because you chose such a linear story-driven game, whereas I think some of the games that make the best opportunity for a movie would be a game that doesn't like Sea of Thieves is just a multiplayer experience, and then there's little bits of lore put around. So it's basically a sandbox of toys and characters to create stories with.
True, and it would be cool just to kind of see that world made into something that you could live through.
It's a fairly fleshed out world, like with islands and characters and different, like it's got a map and it's got a story on like how it came. So I think that's a good one. I also had Grounded.
Okay.
Which is another, like when I talk about.
But isn't Honey, I Shrunk the Kids and stuff just
very much. But I think Honey, I Shrunk the Kids is so far removed from where we are now that I think it would feel fresh.
Yeah.
A game based on the idea that like 4 kids get shrunk down and they've got to battle enemies. It may make for like a better like animated Netflix style show, which I think
it would be cool.
I think we had talked about one time that there was a rumor they're making a Grounded show. So maybe that's already in the works.
Yeah.
High on Life, which is the Rick and Morty guy who made the game where the guns talk.
Yeah.
That would just, I think, like we talk about not having enough raunchy comedy movies.
That one would be funny.
That could be kind of a comeback of comedy. I have Watch Dogs, which is in line with Far Cry. There's probably a movie that follows the idea of like these hackers who are creating an organization to take down something bigger. I just can't off the top of my head think about what that is. And then as far as like animated movies go, I'd like to see Luigi's Mansion.
Mario Party was on my list.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That could be fun.
Or like Mario Kart would have been cool too. Like any of the Mario sagas would be cool.
I think
I know there's a Mario movie.
And I think we're probably headed into, like, if the Mario movie does well, we're probably headed into a world where we get all these Mario style movies. Yes. But I thought a Punch Out movie would be fun.
Oh, is that the one where I couldn't get past the first level?
Yeah, it's a boxing movie with like over the top characters.
Yeah.
And like a small boxer. I think that could be made into a pretty cool and fun movie.
For sure.
You have any other ones?
I had The Division. but those are just games that I like that I'd like to see.
So you're basically
the Far Cry series for me, The Division, those are just ones that I would find fun.
So basically you're pulling from Ubisoft, which those games are essentially movies.
Yeah. But I just want to see them in reality.
Yeah. Well, it's the Division is like dystopian cities and I'm sure if you look hard enough, those movies exist somewhere.
Yeah.
Not off the top of my head, but yeah, I think that those movies exist in some form or fashion. All right, let's finish off the episode with a draft. This week we will be drafting characters. Don't look at my list either.
I'm not going to look at yours. I have my own list. Don't worry about it. I don't care about your list.
We're drafting characters from HBO television shows.
Okay.
Now, do you want to go first?
Yes.
Or do you want, because it's a snake draft style. So
I'll go first.
If you choose first, then I choose 2 in a row.
That's fine.
All right, go.
Arya Stark.
Really?
Yeah.
Number 1.
Yeah.
I have her 4 on my list.
Nah. She's pretty fucking cool.
Really cool, but I don't know with all of the characters in the HBO universe, I don't think Arya Stark. I think that her story fizzled out.
Nah.
I mean, season 8 of Game of Thrones, like there was a
this
time. This
coming from the man who had an Arya Stark shirt.
Yeah, no doubt. I had an Arya Stark shirt and I threw that motherfucker away during season 8. Like, I mean, they ruined Game. Had season 8 gone the way season 8 should have gone, 1 through fucking 10 on my list would be Game of Thrones characters. But instead, my number 1 HBO character, because I get 2 picks in a row, is Kenny fucking Powers from Eastbound and Down. That's a callback to the beginning of the show.
That's a good one.
Possibly the greatest character in television history. But for sure, I mean, I can't believe I got that with a second pick, because I'm going to follow that up with my second pick, Larry David from Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, that was a good one.
So now I've got Kenny Powers and Larry David, 2 comedic geniuses. Where are you going number 3?
Okay. I'm going with...
this is your second pick.
Yes, this is my second picks. Righteous Gemstones. Okay.
Yeah.
What's the brother with the... Kenny Powers.
Gotta know the names. Gotta know the names.
Let me pull it up real quick.
Jesse Gemstone.
Jesse Gemstone. There we go.
Solid choice.
Jesse
I had him on the bottom of my list. I felt there was a part of me that felt like you can't take Kenny Powers and Jesse
Gemstone. I mean, they're pretty good. So
no, solid choice. Your second choice is better than your first choice.
I love Arya Stark.
My third choice. I went Game of Thrones.
Okay.
But I went new school here, House of Dragon. Ooh. I went Rhaenyra Targaryen.
That was on my list.
Kind of a bad motherfucker.
Fuck yeah.
She's kind of a bad motherfucker. Like I always said, like, it would be hard in the new House of Dragon show to get me to fall in love with characters the way I did in the original Game of Thrones, and immediately, like, she's that bitch.
Oh yeah,
she bad motherfucker.
Bitch. Bad motherfucker.
So who do you wait? No, you had 2. Oh fuck, you got 2 picks in a row.
Is it my turn?
I just stole your pick.
Oh, that's okay.
Don't take my pick. Who do you have?
Tony Soprano.
Solid. I never watched The Sopranos. I know that there's going to be a lot of people in favor of that pick.
It was amazing.
I don't have anybody from The Sopranos on here. There's a lot of HBO shows I never watched. So my list is highly based in comedy and Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Okay, so you've picked now. Who have you picked?
I picked Arya Stark.
Okay.
I picked Righteous Gemstones.
Jesse Gemstone.
Jesse Gemstone. And then I picked Tony Soprano.
And I have Kenny Powers, Larry David, Rhaenyra Targaryen. I picked out of order, so I'm going to let you pick again to get back into order.
Oh, Sarah Jessica Parker in Sex and the City.
I have no Sex and the City on my list, but I knew you were going to do that.
Yes.
I knew you were going to do that. Okay.
Yes.
So then I picked 2 in a row, right? Mm-hmm. All right. I have Spencer Strasmore.
Oh, why does that sound familiar?
It's The Rock from Ballers.
Oh, fuck.
It's a solid pick.
That is a good one.
It's a solid. For my 4th pick, I'm getting value on The Rock.
Goddamn.
Spencer Strasmore.
All right.
I'm going to finish this off. Here's my problem, Lauren.
What?
I'm looking at my list of names that I thought you were going to take.
Yeah.
And I've got way too many here, high-level choices to pick from.
Okay.
I'm going Peacemaker, John Cena.
Oh,
I'm going Peacemaker, John Cena.
I did not even think of that.
So I got Kenny Powers, Larry David, Rhaenyra Targaryen, Spencer Strasmore, and I've got Peacemaker, John Cena. That's my 5. I can't, but like, I just pulled off in my list because I had how I thought this was going. I got like 4 of my top 5. What you got? Finish off your list.
Nicolette from Big Love.
I don't even know who that is.
One of the best shows ever.
Cool. And I think, do you have one more?
No, it's your turn.
No, I've got 5 because I picked 2 in a row.
All right, so now it's my turn?
Yeah, we're going to have to get better at the formula and writing these down.
Okay. Ari from Entourage.
All right. Solid, I guess.
He's good. He made the show.
So let's write this down. Who was your list?
I had.
You had Arya Stark.
Arya Stark,
Okay,
yes.
then you took...
Eastbound. I took Gemstone.
Jesse Gemstone.
Uh-huh.
Then you took, who was next?
Ooh, I don't remember number 3. Oh, Jessica Parker.
Okay. Who else did you take then?
Ari was my last one, and Nicolette was my 4th.
I don't even know
Big Love, bro.
who those people. Maybe people.
You don't know about Big Love, bro.
So you're confident with that list against Kenny Powers, Larry David, Rhaenyra Targaryen, Spencer Strasmore, and Peacemaker John Cena.
I'm very confident in my.
You want to hear the names that you didn't pick?
Yeah.
Now, I know you don't watch
Silicon Valley.
Eric Bachman was a good
Nope.
one.
Don't watch that show.
How about Joel or from The Last of Us?
Yeah, I didn't. I thought I thought with my heart. Like these are all shows that I watch.
I want you to choose with your heart.
So
and then the last one, Neil Gamby.
I don't know who the fucking
The
Neil
Principal
Gamby
Show.
is. Oh fuck!
With
I love him.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
I think these date me a little bit because all of these are like old HBO shows.
Oh, yours?
Mine, yeah.
Yours are very.
Yeah.
Like, I know Sopranos. I'm supposed to like it. I've just never watched Sopranos in my life.
It was a very slow starting show.
There's like what is it? Oz? Is that the prison
I never
one?
watched
Which
Oz. I wasn't allowed to watch it. When
I know
was
there's a lot of people who liked the
mine
Carnival
was Sex
show
and the
or
City.
whatever. Mm-hmm. Boardwalk Empire.
Oh, I love Boardwalk Empire. Oh, I should have put fucking Nucky on there. God damn. Fuck you, Nicolette.
How would you just like demonetized us in 20 seconds?
Sorry.
But yeah, mine was so the list I had laid out was Kenny Powers, Larry David, Rhaenyra Targaryen, Arya Stark was 4 on mine. I had Spencer Strasmore, Eric Bachman, Joel from The Last of Us, Peacemaker John Cena, Jesse Gemstone, and Neil Gamby.
Yeah, mine all came from like old shows.
All right, so we'll put that up in the Discord and see.
I might get killed on that one.
See who? Yeah, well, you may not though, because there's a lot of Sopranos fans, and what's
Sex
the other one?
and the City fans, Big
Sex and
Love.
City. I think we have all dudes in the Discord, so you might want to take that into consideration next time you put together a list.
They might not Big Love either.
No, okay,
And they might like Entourage. So.
Yeah, that's a good one. Which one's Ari?
Ari's the lawyer.
Oh, the douchebag guy.
Yeah.
What's his name? Jeremy Piven?
I don't know his real name.
It's
I just know him as
Jeremy
Ari.
Piven. Solid choice.
Yeah.
I think
Greatest.
when you said Ari, I thought of the main guy.
No, he was kind of boring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is all the time we have this week for the show. Make sure to tell a friend to join our new Discord. It is the link will be in the description of the video. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and to the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts. Make sure hit the subscribe button, download whatever it
like
is
and
on your
subscribe.
thing. And then make sure to tune into the Casual Wrestling Show as well as most of the people who listen to the show do, where we talk about all kinds of wrestling content. As always, I am the notorious NerdyD. That is LevelUp Lauren, and you can ring the final bell.
Ding, ding, ding.